going to help, first of all, what, it's interesting because you said we're close to home. And often, as many of you know, sometimes when a scene resonates too much, there's something in our psyches that just sort of kind of gets in there and tweaks it and kind of shuts it down a little bit because we just don't really want to experience all that because we know, what that's going to feel like on some level. So it might require you to change the substitution. If the one that you were using is too strong, you don't really want to go there. But let's talk about what your scene objective is. What's your scene objective?
To make improve his love to me.
To prove, yeah, I like that. I think that's good. I would love to see you commit to that a little bit more. And I think one of the things that we need to do, it's so important when all of you are deciding what doings you're going to use in your scene. It's important to remember that doings, like everything else, they aren't a rule; they are a tool. And the key to a good doing is that it needs to support the scene objective. Okay, so what you were doing with the lighter, to me, was a little bit more fidgeting. Yes. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so, what do you think might be? Ultimately, I think we also want to explore what you think her primary emotion is, because I think that's going to help us point us in the right direction. What do you think she's feeling right now? Hey, she's angry and she's hurt, and also, have you seen this movie? Do you know the backstory?
No.
Okay. Well, I have another scene that I coached from this film, and has anyone seen this? White Palace? It's an older film with James Spader and Susan Sarandon, and it's a lovely little love story. He's like 27, and she's probably in her 40s. I guess she's quite a bit older, and she was married. Her husband left her for somebody else. They had a child that died, and his backstory is that he was married and his pregnant wife died. So both of them, like I tell you guys all the time, that we bond through our wounds, and I think this is a really perfect example of two people who have just been kind of demolished in love, but kind of willing to give it another try. So I think that and also just in terms of the socioeconomic differences, when we look at the obstacles, is really important to be able to point out what's her occupation.
She's a waitress.
She's a waitress at what kind of restaurant? It's like a Waffle House or something.
Okay.
I mean, it's not a great restaurant. So that's what she does, and then he's some sort of an ad executive. So socioeconomically, he's in he's in a different league. He's educated, she's not. You see this so often, whether it's a love story or a friendship story, just those differences. That's why I tell you guys often, you really want to ask yourself, how are these people alike? How are these people different? And these two really couldn't be more different, but for whatever reason. And I do think it's just that woundedness and their souls are just shattered and their hearts are broken. They're able to find love and purpose. So knowing that, I think that the scene is going to be helped for you by finding a better doing, that especially since you're not expecting him, are you? No, I don't think so. So you're out here on your patio, sitting in the dark, having a beer. But I think you could be doing something else that's going to be a little bit more involved. She wants to feel better. Maybe she's eating a bag of chips. Maybe she's eating an ice cream sundae. Maybe she's polishing her toenails. Mm-hmm. Just something that's going I want to feel better. Because the thing, in acting, I see it often is actors want to sort of implode into that sadness or whatever that emotion is. And it's important to own the sadness or whatever the feeling is, but at the same time, to really commit to, I don't want to feel this way. So I'm going to make myself pretty. I'm going to paint my nails, or I'm going to, curl my hair, or I'm going to eat a bowl of ice cream, or something else. I'm going to roll a joint. Just whatever it is that you don't want to be in this place. Okay. And then also when he, shows up out of the blue, you just really start the challenging and the testing, and I want to see you connect with him a little bit more. There's a little bit of avoidance behavior going on. There were some times where I think you confronted him, but there was a lot of looking away. And here's the problem with looking away from a person in a scene as intense as this. You're not going to have any idea how he's responding to you. You know, we have to pay attention and look at people and see how our words are affecting them. You know, it goes back to, what is it, 60% of what we communicate is through our body language. And then it's something like, you know, another, 20% is through our word, or our tone. And then the rest, the smallest part, is our dialogue. You know, that's why I get on you guys, you know, yes, you have to have the lines down so that your scene partner knows their cue. But ultimately, these other ways, ways that we communicate are much more important to pay attention to. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah. So I think that's, if you have a strong, even the doings, I think, are going to allow you to really connect to the strong moment before. You know, and just really allow that to sort of fester in your mind that he's probably out with this young girl that, like she said, you know, she's a college girl. She's everything he is. He's with his equal, and you know you're not it. Mm-hmm. No? And so that has to really, really hurt you. And then have some fun, fun. But I think, it's you just really being completely honest and transparent. Because what's going on? You say, well, electricity's out. Aren't poor people who? Isn't that fun? This is who I am. Okay? So, you're not going to be able... when we decide we're going to love somebody, it's important to you gotta love the whole package. You can't just love the parts that are attractive to you, and you just kind of ignore the others. It just doesn't work. Okay. All right. Yeah. I think you have to really kick his ass a little bit more on. I don't need your charity. Okay. Yeah, because you are going to test him and challenge him a little bit more. I feel like you held back a little bit. I mean, she's really, really hurt. And so, and then when he starts the whole thing about, I can't think straight, I think allow all these words to surprise you more. I mean, it's like, whoa, okay, you just thought maybe it was a sex thing going on here, and now you realize he actually has feelings for you. Yeah, but again, it's easy to say those things, but he needs to show it, he needs to prove it.